These young cubs were walking with their mother when suddenly one of the cubs wanders off. When the mother finally realizes, it's already too late. Devastated that she is unable to find her baby, the mother lets out a cry. Lost and scared, the cub has no one to take care of it. It desperately searches for food and water. It kept crying to its mother for help, but she never came. The little cub ended up getting stuck on a slope and was too terrified to jump down. Eventually, a group of explorers heard the cub's cries and came over to rescue it. Afterwards, the cub kept following the humans because it was desperate for food. They brought it back to a nearby wildlife facility where it was fed and cared for. The staff were able to save the cub from starvation, and the cub was extremely grateful. The explorers then went back to the location they found the cub and searched for the mother. Just as they were about to give up, they spotted her and were able to return the cub to its family. Sometimes miracles can happen. This elephant was being aggressive to cars passing by and nobody knew why. At first, everyone just thought that it was trying to assert its dominance. But as they started driving away, the elephant kept following them, making it clear that something was wrong. The elephant was trying to get the humans to follow. Her baby was trapped in the mud, and the mother was so stressed she collapsed. The humans started quickly working together to free the baby and calm the mother. Eventually, they were able to free the baby from the mud. The mother was instantly relieved and very grateful. This pregnant gazelle on her own was giving birth when she suddenly spotted the worst possible intruder. She leaps away, leaving her baby to fall victim of the fully grown leopard. What happened next shocked everyone. The scent of the baby gave off a strong release of oxytocin, and the leopard instantly pair-bonded with the baby. Instead of killing the helpless baby gazelle, the mother ended up raising it as though it were her own cub, eventually introducing it to her own cubs, who embraced it, showing just how amazing nature really can be. This koala was spotted sitting in the middle of a busy street. Most people just ignored it, driving or walking right past it and ignoring the dangerous situation it was in. This woman stopped to help lead the koala to safety. However, the koala kept signaling for the woman to follow it further into this person's yard. The koala led the woman to her trapped sibling, who was tangled up in a net, scared and shaking. The woman called for the owners of the house, who quickly came out and started cutting it free. This clever koala turned to humans for help in its time of need. Finally free from the net, the koala ran off to return home with its sibling. But the story doesn't end there. Every week now, the koalas come back to visit the humans who set them free. A lifelong friendship is born. We can learn so much from these animals. This man was riding his bike when a bear hiding in a bush charged at him. It continued to chase him, seemingly extremely aggressive. When the bear stopped and let out a cry, this experienced hiker realized that the bear was not being aggressive, but was actually in desperate need of help. This mother bear led the man to a tree where her two cubs were stuck. Acting quickly, the man called the local animal wildlife rescue, who rushed to the scene to help. The babies were shaking and terrified. Likely they had been stuck here for days, with the mother unable to get them down. Finally, they were freed and quickly climbed down and ran back to their mother. Amazingly, many years later, the same hiker was fishing from a river in the same area, and the bear found him and immediately recognized him and even sat down with him, really showing just how smart and misunderstood these bears can be. These buffalo were blocking the road, seemingly for no reason. Most people ignored them by simply driving around them. One person stopped and realized that there was clearly something wrong. These animals don't usually put themselves into danger for no reason. The buffalo wanted to be followed. They followed the buffalo, which led them to a mud pit, where another buffalo from their herd was trapped, too tired and weak to break free. The humans quickly gathered and started working together to try rescue this poor buffalo, who was completely exhausted and terrified. The humans pulled and pulled, working as hard as they can to rescue the poor, helpless animal from the mud pit. After over an hour of pulling, the buffalo was free. It was still completely exhausted and couldn't stand up. Eventually, the buffalo got up and, to everyone's relief, was completely uninjured, even jumping with joy. Sometimes miracles can happen. This is an amazing story of how these people found this kangaroo. These people were watching TV in their house when they heard a banging on their window. They thought it just wanted food and tried to make it leave, but it was clear that something was wrong. These people followed the kangaroo outside, which seemed desperate for help. It led them out to the street to another kangaroo, which must have been its companion, which was trapped in a grate. Acting quickly, the man started pulling, careful not to injure the kangaroo any further. After 5 tense minutes of gentle pulling, The kangaroo was finally free, safe and uninjured, jumping away thankful to its savior. How lucky that this man knew to follow and was here to help so fast before any cars came. Later that afternoon, the kangaroo even returned to their yard with more friends and was so trusting in the humans that it was eating straight from their hands. Animals truly are amazing.